Hi, it's Josh, and a week ago I made a video to compare CarMax and Carvana for selling my used Mini Countryman. And at the end of the day, I ended up selling my car to Carvana, had a few snags. It took about 10 days to go through the process. Well, this video is being made 7 days later because this morning I woke up and found my car for sale already on Carvana. So I thought it might be interesting to show you my car and what they're asking for it, because I know what I sold it for. And maybe you're curious when you sell a car to a place like CarMax or Carvana, what they're actually going to sell it for. Well, I've got the receipts because it's sitting there. You can buy it right now. Go help yourself. So we're going to take a quick look at my car listed on Carvana. And what's interesting is now that I've sold a car to Carvana, they're emailing me every day with, here's some picks for you. Here's some things you might like. And so now obviously I'm on their email list. And so they sent me Mini Countrymans because that's what I sold them. So this morning I scroll the list of Mini Countrymans and there's mine front and center. So it's being sold by Carvana for $27,590. And if you watch the other video, you'll know that I got an offer of $21,200, of which I had to go and pay an additional $342 to update or re-register the car, because they had a requirement that I have 75 days of available registration on the car, and I only had 51. So I paid to re-register this car and it turned it into them with 14 months of available registration. Don't even know that they can use it, but they required it. It was an annoyance, and it wasn't documented on their website. And so I compared the price that they're selling it for and what I got paid, and that gives them a $6,390 profit. Now, can't say if that's great or if that's exceedingly high, or I don't know. I don't run their business. And obviously, they're in a business to make money, and they buy things and sell things, and they're a focal point for that. And I think that they will sell this car probably pretty quickly. But it's just interesting that when you go to trade a car, you're always wondering, could I have gotten more for my trade, or should I sell it myself? And a lot of the comments I've gotten on my original video basically said you should have sold it private party. And of course, I indicated that I chose not to sell it private party because I have done that before. If you don't do it often, it's something you have to really pay attention to. I had people calling me with fake cashier's checks for a Range Rover that I sold once, and just people calling with offers that seemed too good to be true. And so I didn't want to be the guy waiting for somebody to not show up for an appointment because they scheduled a test drive. Here, take the car. Here, go have a test drive. I didn't want to be involved in that, and I've never have liked that part of the process. So I understand that selling your car to a dealer, selling your car to Carvana or CarMax, or trading your car, you're going to take a little haircut, and at the same time, you're paying for that convenience. But that's one of the places that I just pay for that convenience. So I understand. I didn't make as much as I could have if I sold the car private party. So thanks for your comments on that. You're right. You're 100% right. But in choosing the best way to use one of these services, I ended up with Carvana, even though I gave them only 3.5 stars because they didn't list a requirement that was critical to my deal that I had, that ended up costing 10 days in waiting, and $342 in additional registration fees. Anyway, I'm still annoyed about that. So they're selling the car, and I'm going to have a quick look, because what they have done in this week is they've taken detailed photographs of this car and put it on their turntable and taken pictures of all the features. I can click on it and open all the doors, and they basically took pictures and highlighted all the features that it had. So if I go to key features, they have a photo of my adaptive cruise control, parking assistance, rear view camera, entertainment and technology, hands-free calling, GPS navigation, seating, heated seats. So they did obviously they have a very good checklist so that they can present this car in a really good light. I mean, if you were creating a web ad for your car, this would be the way to do it, because it really does give a good feel for the condition of my car. And it's interesting, they even note there was one little baby chip on the passenger door. No, excuse me, on the rear door on the driver's side that came within this past year. And, you know, I'm a hawk when it comes to seeing new dings and scratches because I don't have them. And if I do and they're bad enough, I get them fixed. So there was a little teeny paint chip, and they actually found it, took a picture of it. So right here, if you'll see, there's a little scuff where you sometimes push with your foot on the door panel. They took a picture of it. They listed it as a scratch. And then there's this chip that's less than a ½ inch in diameter. It's little. And they show it. It's right there on the door. And so they kind of highlight on the door. And then they also listed some imperfection on the hood, which I wasn't aware of. So, I mean, they're pretty thorough, and they obviously want to fully disclose things because they want to sell you a car that you're going to be happy with and you're going to fully understand what you're getting. Now, in looking at the price that they're selling it for, $27,590, keep in mind that they offer a 7-day money-back guarantee. If I were selling this car private party, I would not be offering a 7-day money-back guarantee. And so that's obviously something that they have to factor in their pricing, you know, in case the back of your mind is saying they priced it too high, or they're robbing you blind. Well, they also obviously budget for sometimes cars come back. They offer you a 7-day return, and then they also offer you a 100-day warranty. And it's interesting, 100-day warranty or 4,189 miles. Not sure what that number's about. It seems kind of funky, but they're offering some things, and they do sell extended warranties and things like that, but that's not part of the purchase price. But you can turn this car back within 7 days and either get your money back or get another car. And you can actually do that trade where you take a car back 3 times. And the 3rd time, they won't let you return the car after that. But, they're trying to make happy customers. So, okay, that's great. Again, it's all about their process. And if their process is smooth enough. Because I did see, although I focus mostly on selling on Carvana, I have read reviews and heard horror stories occasionally from people that had problems when they were buying from Carvana. And it had to do with cars not being registered timely. And again, it's that registration thing. So, I can't speak to that part of the transaction. I'm just sort of looking at the number. And I just thought it was interesting since obviously they got this car last Wednesday and today's Wednesday, and they already have my car for sale. Well, congratulations. I wish I could have sold it to you that fast because you didn't have your act together and you didn't have things in a way that I could just get the deal done. So anyway, leave your comments on what you think. Did I get robbed blind? I don't know. They're selling it for $27,590 and I got $21,200, and I had to pay that extra $342 registration. So, a little bit low, but keep in mind, CarMax only offered me $18,000. So what would they sell this car for? Probably something close to what Carvana is selling it for. If anything, I find that the pricing's turning out to be a little more aggressive with Carvana. The offers to buy are a little higher, and maybe the offers to sell are a little bit lower. I don't know, because they obviously want to it's a numbers thing. Because CarMax, if you go to the CarMax store, there's 50 employees. There's a lot of people, a lot of associates, a lot of people running that place. When I went to Carvana, there was one person was there. And I guess generally they have 2, sometimes a couple more. But it's, it's just mostly a machine and a website. And so, again, if you know that that's what you're dealing with, then you're fully informed. And when things just drag, you accept that. I just went in as a newbie, not knowing exactly how smooth the process would go. And again, I'm a boomer, and I just trust things that I can see. And you tell me my car's worth something or what you'll pay me for it, and then I believe it. But if a website says it, I kind of believe it. But I was waiting for them to tell me that they saw that chip on the door and that they were going to subtract $500 or something. I don't know. So anyway, I still would have taken my car and sold it at Carvana. I still wouldn't have sold it private party. But I think in the future, I wasn't in the process of buying a car, because I will consider trading a car, but it's not fun either. And it's mainly because you want to get a value on your trade, and then all of a sudden they change the price of the car, and the numbers just kind of move around, and you don't realize that you just got robbed over on the left side because they gave you something on the right side. But if you get bids from CarMax and Carvana, and then you've got them for 7 days, and then you go in and you're negotiating a deal to trade it, at least you have an idea of what they should be offering you, so that you can stand more firm on your number. Because clearly, if you trade a car at the time that you're buying a car, sometimes it can reduce your sales tax on the new purchase, depends on the state that you live in and so forth. But it can have advantages that way that are money saving, that aren't necessarily all about just the price you're getting for it. So I still would do it again, but I just think it's really interesting that Carvana took less time to turn around and sell my car than it took for me to be able to turn it into them. So anyway, please subscribe if you're interested in videos like this. I tend to talk about new cars, new car buying, and I have a lot of different fascinations with, I tour car factories, and I currently now have an Ineos Grenadier, and I'm really enjoying it. And so that's my current ride. But I wanted to keep it for a while and keep my Mini for a while before I let it go, because my Grenadier is a new car from a new company, and I wanted to make sure that it was good before I decided to let go of the Mini. So anyway, please subscribe if you have any interest. I really appreciate it. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, and it's a slow crawl, but it's happening. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.